Well, because don't splash out all over the place. Hi guys, how are you? So today I want to ask that question: when is the most courageous moment? What is the time that you are the most courageous? I think if we look at the opposite, which is, when are we fearful? When are we most afraid? I think there's many times in our life that we are very afraid and we are scared. And so today I want to talk about that topic. How many of you would like to know when is your most courageous moment? Hi Philip, how are you? Sifu, Happy New Year. So today I want to share your most courageous moment. And isn't that cool? And wouldn't that be amazing to know when is your most courageous moment? So, we're all afraid, right? So, like I said, we're all afraid sometimes to do certain things, to do things, right? For example, my kids like to go to the beach and they like to go into the water, but I don't like to, and you get all cold and then the water, the sand. So it's not that I'm afraid to go in there, I just don't want to go do it, right? And well, there's certain fears as well, okay? So that's one example. The time where I was jumped out of the aeroplane, skydiving. Was it scary? Of course it's scary. Of course it's scary, right? And maybe sometimes you want to do certain things, but you're afraid because you don't know how. Maybe you think you're too young. Maybe you think you're too old. Maybe you think people will laugh. You think people will, all sorts of things. Hi, Sukting. Hi, Cicely. And so we're all kind of fearful to do certain things, right? How many of you feel that way? I mean, how many of you fear to do something in your life, right? Let me know if you feel fearful sometimes. Not all the time, I know, but certain times you feel a bit afraid, right? And that fear most of the time stops us, right? Because of that fear, we then don't do it. We scared, and then we say, don't do lah. Or maybe public speaking. How many of you are afraid of public speaking, right? You? So I'm afraid of public speaking too. I know it sounds, but before I used to be afraid of public speaking. Hi Zitun, Dr. Zitun. And so how many of you are afraid? So what are you afraid of? What are the things that you are afraid of? Spiders? Snakes? They say that people rank of all the things they're scared of. Public speaking is probably the top 3 things that they're most scared of. So maybe today this will help you. So the question is, this is the moment that you are the most courageous. What does that mean? It means that, let's say, for example, skydiving. And when I'm on the plane and about to jump out, of course I'm scared, right? Sometimes panic, a little bit shiver, a little bit like, oh my god. So at that moment, you are the most scared, right? You're gonna jump, right? But you're scared to jump. That moment, right? Or for example, public speaking. When you're waiting for your turn to go on stage to speak, you are scared, like shivering, feel cold already. Or when you want to ask the girl out, right? You want to ask this girl out, right? Boy, very scared, maybe they say no, so scared. So I'm on the plane, about to jump. I'm at my most scared moment in my life would be at the door of the airplane, about to jump, right? Probably true, right? And you would be probably at the stage walking up, would be the most scared, or whatever that is you do in life. But once I jump out, and I experience the fall and oh wow, right? So once I jump out, I realize that the moment I'm at the window, at the door, is the most scared. But when I get off and I finally jump, I find that I am the most courageous at that moment in time. You are the most scared at the below the stage, going up. When you're up on the stage and you're talking, you've done it. You have already overcome it. Therefore, that moment is the most courageous moment ever, isn't it? So that means that the most courageous moment in your life is right after the most scariest part of your life. So if you want to know, if you want to become the most courageous person in a moment, do the things that you are afraid of, and if you do it, you become the most courageous person. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. So a lot of things that stop us from, doing something, at that moment before you do it, you are the most fearful. But after you do it, you realize you are the most courageous at that moment version of yourself. Isn't that cool? So a lot of times we're afraid, right? We're afraid. Oh, afraid. But let me ask you this question. I know you're afraid, but would you want to be the most courageous version of you? Would you want to feel that moment where you are the most fearful, the most fearless and most courageous version of you? And if you do, then the moment you're afraid, just do it. Just go do it. Because if you do it, you become the most courageous person you've ever met. The most courageous version of you. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. I think a lot of people stop short of just doing it. And they forever become fearful. But just a moment more, a leap, just one more try, jump, walk up on stage, ask the girl for a date, make that call, whatever it is that you are afraid to do. Once you do it, you become the most courageous version of yourself. And I think that's just cool. So, so every time when you get to a point and you tell yourself, oh, I'm scared, I'm afraid, do it. And you will, get to a different level. Awesome. And you will get to a different level and you would... Yes. And you don't simply jump, but you will discover the best you. You will discover the most courageous version of you. Alright? I hope that makes sense today. Hi Kim Zeng, how are you? Hi Christina. Hi Maura. Hi Olivia. Hi Xiaopei. So anyway, that's my short sharing today of discovering the best you and the most courageous version of you. Yes, Suktae, find a snake and touch it. But touching it is fine. I would touch it. Holding it is like, oh my god. But now that you say it, it's a challenge, isn't it? But you realize that, of course, if it's a safe, you don't want to put yourself into danger. Make sure, if you're holding it, then of course it's slimy a bit, maybe smooth a bit, but you did it, isn't it? So once you touch the snake, you realize, I've done it. Wow, I've overcome my fear and I've got to a different level. Yes, go touch a snake.
It's the same as I go to a zoo.
Hi Alice. Hi Mei-Ling. Hi. You touch it?
I'm scared.
Yeah.
That's it.
But when you touch it, it's done, right? I think a lot of us, we have that problem. We stop at the moment we are afraid. So just do it, and then experience the strongest version of you. Experience the new you. Experience the breakthrough. Experience how courageous you can be. So you can be very courageous as long as you do it. As long as you overcome that which you are scared the most. Right? Like Suktae, go find a snake, touch it, right? And then find some other animal and touch it. All right. So I hope that makes sense, and hope that gives you a little bit of a perspective. And so, Yvonne, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid? What are you guys afraid of? What? Oh yeah. What are you afraid of? Mei Ling, what are you afraid of? Deng Hai, what are you afraid of? And so the reason why is because a lot of people live in fear, and you know, so and sometimes you don't know how far you can go if you don't test yourself, you don't stretch yourself. And you know, we don't live very long, so why not find out, you know, stretch yourself a little bit. It's 2021, you know, do something different. We're already stuck at home, we're already, you know, probably in the worst times, but you know. So Yvonne is afraid of Facebook Live, but once she do it, she can do it. It's true. Yeah. So that's the moment that you are the most courageous. Welcome to the new you. Welcome to 2021, and welcome to the bravest, the most courageous, the most fearless version of yourself. Welcome home. Welcome home. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you in a few days.